Yo, what's up? Hey world, this is Living Water coming to you by way of David S. Um, Real interesting scriptures going on. I just want to be able to kick it with you for a little while. I'm here talking about this John, not John. I'm talking about Jesus. Jesus was such a big deal. I mean, he was just such a big deal. This is the guy that walked on water. This is the guy that had the ability to do the total impossible. This is the guy that he confuses logic. He allows grown people to totally miss what children would understand. He totally, I'm for education, but he's for faith. I just want to kick it with you a little bit. I'm in the book of Matthew. I'm in chapter 14. If you allow me to read you this quick verse, and we're just gonna break it down real quick over the next couple of minutes. I'm gonna start from when this is verse 14. So Matthew 14, verse 14. When Jesus went ashore and saw the great throng of people, he had compassion, or basically a deep pity, or sympathy for them, and he cured their sick. These are people that were going after Christ. There's always healing in that route, and when you're in pursuit of Christ. When the evening came, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a remote and barren place." I'm reading from the Amplified. And the day is now over. Imagine them, they tell him like, "Yo, we in the middle of nowhere and the day is over." Like, he's like, "Yo, but I'm God. I created the day. I know that." Send the throngs away, which are the people. Send the people away into the villages to buy food for themselves. Just think about that. The disciples in their humanity are really selfish because these people are following Christ. They're not working. They're following Christ. They forsake their jobs to not get a wage that day to follow Christ. And he's like, "Yo, send them into town and let them buy food for themselves." Look at Jesus' response. Jesus said they do not need to go away. You give them some food. He told the disciples, "Yo, you give them some food. They don't got to go nowhere." They said to him, "We have nothing but 5 loaves and 2 fish." Jesus replies, "Bring them here to me. Bring me the 5 loaves and 2 fish." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass, and he took the 5 loaves and 2 fish. Looking up to heaven, first he gave thanks, and then he broke the loaves and handed the pieces out to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the people. And they all ate, and they all were satisfied. And they picked up 12 small hand baskets full of broken pieces that were left over and those who ate were about 5,000 men, not including women and children. So there were over 5,000 people he fed with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Now let's just break this down. The amazing part of this story is that Christ took something that was finite and made it infinite. Another thing that's just not rational. It's not. You couldn't educate this math right here. You couldn't break that down to somebody that was educated, because they'll call you a liar. It was in the humanity of the disciples that they weren't thinking. But when you're the Messiah and you're here on earth, he's saying, yo, listen, if you follow me, I have provision here for you. When you pursue me, provision is already provided. I got this. But he's saying to the disciples, give me the 5 loaves. You recognize that's what he said? He said, give me the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. Now, maybe you, in your own home, you may have $20, but your rent is $500. And he's saying, yo, give me the $20. I know your rent is due in 3 days, but give me what you have limited and watch what I do. But the question is, could you believe enough? The only thing that I totally believe that the disciples did right in this situation was they had enough faith to give Jesus all that he had. They didn't know what he was going to do. They didn't know whether he was going to eat. Jesus could have been hungry. He was human too, right? He didn't know what the outcome of giving Jesus the 5 loaves and the 2 fish were going to do. But they had enough faith to say, yo, look, this is all we got. Here you go. And Jesus was like, yo, I could work with this. You could be at your house right now and you got limited resources. And if you could just trust him enough, he's just saying, yo, I could work with this. He loves these opportunities. Jesus, he loves these opportunities, but he needs you to believe. He's like, yo, I can work with that $10 that you got in your bank account. I know you got a car note that you probably can't afford and it's of your own choosing. But could you believe in me enough to where I tell you that I'll supply all your needs according to my riches and glory? And since they're already in glory, they're coming from me and they're unlimited. But can you believe enough to hand it to him and he say, I could work with this? That's what he's calling. And he's trying to figure it out. He's like, yo, I could work with that. The amazing part of the story is on so many levels. He keeps on saying, if you would just follow me. In following me, this healing. In following me, this compassion. In following me, this provision. I'm providing. I'm feeding you. You'll never go hungry if you follow me. I know you gotta work. I know you got stuff to do. I know you got a family to take care of. But can you follow me? If you follow me, you won't have to pray for some of the things that you're praying for. And you would know my response if you knew my word. So he's constantly asking, will you follow me? And he's saying, yo, if you follow me, I could work with that. Yo, another word by Living Word. Holla at your boy David S. Till next time. Peace.